Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tamara and welcome to my channel. I got another story to tell you, so sit down, grab a cup of tea and let's talk. So, around Halloween time, I was booked on a show. Yay, but hold on, because I got so much more to tell you. A friend of mine sent me a casting call for Russian-Ukrainian girl. The film would contain nudity, smoking, drinking, which I'm totally fine with because nobody drinks alcohol on the set, even though we're filming. They use apple juice and stuff like that. Smoking, they use herbal cigarettes. And nudity, its intimacy coordinator has to be there, so there's like no real sexual relations going on. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Like lodging is provided, traveling is not provided, which is fine. It's shooting in North Carolina. It's not far. I'm like, I'm gonna apply to it. I applied that evening, and literally 2 hours later, 2 hours later, I received an email. They're like, we'd like to see, how about you read this side? And they were like, we'd like to see you read this side. For character's name was Chelsea, even though she was Russian. It's not a name in Russian or Ukrainian language. So anyways, I auditioned for her. And they're like, okay, well, we're gonna put you in hold of your co-star. So I'm like, thinking, am I cast? Am I not cast? Okay. So me and the co-star, we did like a video thing, like a video chat over Instagram, because they wanted to see the chemistry and for me to and the other guy to get to know each other better. So I'm like, okay. So we did. We video chatted, nice guy, and I got more comfortable with him. I'm like, okay, well, I guess I could do intimacy scenes with him. I mean, he's not my type, but apparently his character's type somehow, so they gave me more sides to audition. I did that, I submitted that. So far, I did 3 auditions for them, and they were like, okay, can you come in person audition? Okay! The town was 5 hours away from me. They wanted to see if we had the chemistry. In the films, in the previous films, in TV shows, in commercials, never have I ever did the chemistry test. This film was going to take 4 days to film. Actually no, it was 3 days. 3 days of filming, short film. Why did you need to see chemistry? If both actors were good, if they liked each other? Why? Why? So I did that. I drove to Charlotte to drop off my friend and hang out with more friends, and then I drove 2 more hours, actually almost 3 hours, to the small town of Cary, North Carolina, which is a nice town. It's a nice town. And did in-person audition, met them at Starbucks. Okay, public place, green flag, that's good. Then we went to this park, which was nearby. Went to the park, and we went into this bungalow kind of thingy. And the director was like, okay, well, this does involve intimacy, and are you comfortable doing that? I'm like, yeah, like I used to be a body double, I used to do nude scenes. And I'm like, okay, because we do not have intimacy coordinator. I'm like, what? What? What the? And he was like, well, we're all adults here, we just don't have the budget. I'm like, you're paying $300 to each actor. Intimacy coordinator is kind of really important. I mean, otherwise, they're... No! Red flag! So I was like, okay. So we did the scene like 3 times. We did 2 rehearsals, and then we did the scene. And the director who later quit, actually, literally a day later, he recorded it on his smartphone, the audition. I was like, oh my god, what am I getting myself into? Casting director was working, she was supposed to be there. And anyways, my co-star, he said, I am so sorry you had to drive 2.5 hours here. I'm sorry you had to drive here for 15 minutes. I'm like, well, it's fine. I mean, it was a nice drive. And he said, usually it takes an hour and a half for us to do the scene. I was like, oh, okay. It turned out the director had to go on a date right after. Then why did he ask me to come and audition? So I drove home to my mom, and after I told her all this, what I'm telling you guys, she's like, it does not sound like they know what they're doing or like a professional production. I'm like, yeah, like I'm not getting a good feeling about this. So a day after, they said they basically asked me like, are you comfortable doing scenes with Kael, who was my co-star? I explained to them, because I didn't really read the script, like I read it once, that's it, when my mind was occupied with other thoughts. And I said, well, I don't know, because he said he doesn't like intimacy coordinators, even though they are required. So that was like a thing for me. It was a really big thing, because it's like, well, what if somebody harasses somebody? Basically, I said no. So they asked me if I could audition for another character who wasn't main character, but who was supporting character. And we all know that supporting characters get remembered more. Well, in my experience anyways. So I did, and I loved that character because she was also in toxic relationship. I was in toxic relationships more than I can count. Not a flex, but just life experience. And yeah, because like the main character, she was like a 10 who went for a guy who was like a 5, and she was like crazy, which I love crazy, I love doing crazy, but she had to switch her emotions, and she was like a little stalkerish, and she was a drug addict. I'm like, no, I'm not doing drug addicts, like I'm not even skinny enough for that. I'm like a little juicy.
Nice.
So I could relate more to the supporting character, and I thought my auditions were great for this one. I did 2 different takes, sent that in, and the casting director said that she talked to the other actor who would be my co-star, and he said that I should be younger, I should be shorter, and I should be American. Okay, I usually don't get offended, but I told her he's not a writer, he's not a casting director, you're the casting director, you need to do your job. They have been casting people since June of 2023. It's December now. So that was like a big red flag too, because I watched that actor's audition and I think he got intimidated by me and my talent and my looks, because his audition technique was horrible. He was too far, he kept pacing from one place to another. I don't know, he did like weird gestures, and it was horrible. It was horrible. And I could say that because my first auditions 4 years ago were exactly the same. So then I'm like, you know what? Let's do the facts. I did not have a good feeling about this project in the first place. The in-person audition was complete bullshit. They have been casting people for so long, and they wanted me to dye my hair dark brown and put lenses in, which I'd rather go skydiving 100 times rather than put something in my eye. Because last time I did that, I was stuck at the eye doctor for like 30 minutes because I had trouble getting the contact lens out for this another stupid short film that I almost did. So basically, like, all the red flags were there. Like, my head was like, don't do it! Even though it paid $300 for 3 days and the lodging was provided. And I would get to see a bit of the new reel, like, get a new reel for myself. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna pull myself out of this project. And the fact that they wanted me to dye my hair for 3 days, I told them, I have wigs. But some people don't get it. And I was like, you know what, I think they're just new to the industry, they're new to making films, because if they have been casting since June, they should have made a movie at least in August or July. Because this is like... So I pulled myself out of the project, and I really think I dodged a bullet. So yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys had similar, if not worse, experiences. And yeah, so here was that, me, I guess, renting out me telling you guys the stories so you could avoid mistakes like that. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram. And if you have any questions, please don't forget to email me, or you can DM me on Instagram. Either or works. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys next time.